welcome to Homeschool Conversations. I am Rebecca Good, and today I have a guest with me, Charlene Geisler. I know Charlene through her husband, David Geisler, a well known apologist, the son of Norman Geisler. So I'm really excited to have Charlene. With me today. My husband knows David, and so that we were, talking about our kids and educating our kids, and I didn't realize that David and Charlene homeschool their kids like we do, and so I wanted to bring her on and get more of her story. So, Charlene, if you would introduce yourself and then just tell us a little bit about how you started homeschooling and a little bit of the background there.
Okay. My name is Charlene Geisler, and we used to live in Singapore when I met my husband in University of Texas at Austin when I was doing my PhD, and then when my daughter was 2 months old, we left to move to Singapore. And when I was there, I had two other kids, my son and another daughter. And so, because I was a full-time accounting professor in Singapore, we put our kids when they were old enough in a mission school. And but then in December 2010, we knew that we are moving back. There's a backstory there to the U.S. And of course, being a type A person, I start going online. It's like Christian school in Charlotte, North Carolina, and I was just like emailing and trying to search for schools and looking at costs and everything. And then I remember this incident. My daughter, my oldest, she was 7 years old in first grade at that time, and she came into my home office where I share with my husband, and I was helping her with her spelling test. And we end up both getting so frustrated. And for some reason, when she left the room crying, I turned to my husband and I said, I will never homeschool her, you know. But that night I felt really bad about like the whole situation. And of course, I asked her for forgiveness. And then I just felt the Lord was saying, you are going to homeschool your children. And I was like, no, I promise I will never lose my temper at the kids again. Please don't make me homeschool. and but then I just felt like, okay, I really, when I went, so I felt this is where the Lord is leading us. But I was so resistant because I felt like, yes, I can teach college students, but when it comes to my own children, I have just patience, like, because maybe I expected so much from them, and I don't know, there's just something there. But I knew in my walk with God that when He asked, I need to at least pray about it. And so I asked God that if you really want me home, you got to make me, have desire, get stronger and confirm this decision, because I do not want to ruin my kid's life. But so at that time in Singapore, there were not that many homeschoolers, but there were a few who were my friends. So I asked them about, get their opinion and all that. And my question that I've always asked them, are you very patient with your kids? Are you one of those who are like, when the kids ask something, yes, sweetie, like just really patient? And they say, no, you can ask my kids. I have trouble with that. And so it got me thinking, okay, so patience is not really a qualification that you need to have before you homeschool the kids. And so the more I talked to them and the more I felt like, okay, although my party's lying to people is like, well, I decided homeschool because I don't want to be like Jonah, get swallowed up by a fish because I'm running away from the call to homeschool. But the thing is, like, I just felt, okay, this is what I really need to do. So, and I felt like at that point, I also have a sense that maybe homeschooling is not so much for their benefit, it's more of like how God wants to transform me and change me, you know. And so when we moved back to the US, like 6 months later, um, we started homeschooling. But of course, in between, like being the type A person that I am, I Google and search and was on all the different homeschool groups. At that time, we don't really have Facebook group. It's more like forums that you join. And I was like researching the best curriculum for spelling and language arts, and for every subject, I had like a whole Word document with like, this is the best because all the reviews say it's like highly rated, and I had all my uh, things ready to order as soon as I reached stateside. And yeah, I was just like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to give them the best curriculum based on what has been done. Well, of course, very quickly, I realized that it doesn't work that way. Some of these best curriculum are very teacher intensive. At that time, I had well, when we came here, my daughter was 7, my son was 5, and I have a 2.5-year-old daughter. So they were still little. And of course, my main focus is really on my oldest, because even though when we moved, she was about to start second grade, but I didn't really know what she studied in first grade, except for I realized I didn't even know what curriculum she used. So I did first grade and second grade within the same year, just to so that I can start from the beginning, and she did great, and then my second son, he was kindergarten, so I had to, work on teaching spelling and reading. And my youngest, I was just trying to keep her occupied, and um, just have a lot of different hands-on activities and things like that. But yeah, that's basically how we began, and that was in 2011 when we began homeschooling. Yes.
Wow.